So everybody's so mad.
I'm sorry.
All right, guys. Here's the deal.
They can't hear us?
Yes.
Okay.
Here's the deal. We switched. Let me move this. We switched the setup from things used to be on my desk to now they're like in the back corner. So starting streaming is literally just pressing a button rather than having to like set up all this gear on my desk. So the problem is we finished setting up about 10 minutes before the stream started, and unfortunately the everything got messed up. So it should be better now.
Thanks for bearing with us. I stole Luke's joke.
Did I make that joke?
Multiple times.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. That's hilarious. And we'll get some music going in here too while we wait for Fortnite. Fork knife. I'm gonna just ignore chat because everybody's being really mean to us.
Mean?
No, they're being funny, but it makes me sad because I messed up and I'm sorry.
Oh.
Give some love to Luke, chat.
Ali
He
said.
works really hard.
Ali said. Mom Davis said that you guys need an audio engineer.
Ouch.
Grace thought they were being.
Brutal.
Grace thought they were being punished for being in Tennessee. Sorry, I doxed you. But you said it first. Okay, great. Caitlin said audio quality sounds great. Thank you.
Yay. Thank you, Caitlin.
We're very sensitive here. Just kidding. Yeah, Grace said, sorry, Luke, it's not your fault. It's the alien in the background. That's right.
Gary.
That's right. Wait, what's his name again?
Gary.
Gary. Did we get a name tag on him?
Gary.
Will and Gary.
No,
Oh.
because he's not in, well, I guess he's in your frame, but
Jared said, don't blame Gary. Perry said, I can drop by if you need help. XD. Grace said, Gary sabotaged y'all.
There we go.
Yeah, now we can see Gary right here. No, Gary, no!
Gary died.
Gary's attacking Ryan.
it's all because I broke his kneecaps. I'm sorry.
But anyway, I guess while we wait for Fortnite, we can talk about stuff.
Stuff.
Ryan, what happened this weekend?
His basement flooded again.
No!
So this weekend, Great Bear recorded our first client.
Yay.
That would have been a perfect time for the clapping sound effect,
Yeah,
but I'm gonna wait till Luke gets back. But yeah, we recorded our first client and it was awesome. It was a lot of fun. So her name is Annabel. She goes by Annabel Grace currently as an artist name. But she's from Chicago and she drove to Carmel on I think on Thursday
night.
and then we did some recording on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Let's go.
Yeah, it was awesome. It was a lot of fun. So she had 3 songs written. And we had to do production for all 3 of them, and she basically had piano and vocals written for each one. And so we came up with all of the instrumentation for all 3 songs. We recorded all 3 songs. And then Luke also filmed the entire process. So we're going to make a little documentary out of it.
Go. I'll give myself some applause because I missed the applause earlier.
But yeah, it was awesome. I finished setting up the basement, the studio lives in the basement. We've talked about this, but I finished setting it up 12 hours before she got there. So yeah, it was a good time though. It was great. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, there's a lot of sometimes you gotta be setting stuff up right into the last minute,
It's true.
as seen here.
Yes.
Good motivator.
Jared said, did any corgis make those tracks?
No, but they could have. They are definitely in the filming though. They're definitely in film footage.
They provided the emotional support.
True.
True.
I was actually amazed. On Friday, Margie and Cece were both down there the entire day and did not make a peep.
That's crazy.
Good babies.
Yeah.
They were very good good doggies.
Yeah. And Daffy came in like a wrecking ball.
Eating birds and stuff. Just kidding. We don't know what happened to that bird. R.I.P. bird. Hang on. I moved all my sounds and now I don't know where anything is.
Oh.
Okay. We'll go with that. All right, we got some questions to kind of aid in conversation or bringing us around on the subject. So,
Yep.
What was the energy like in the room when Annabel first arrived?
I think so. Us two were very excited.
Yeah.
Annabelle was more excited and nervous. So this project for Annabelle was like a really big deal because she has written songs for, I think she said like 10 years or something like that. She's written songs for a while, but she had never seriously recorded them. And so this was kind of the first time that she had ever let someone else like really hear these songs. And so there were a lot of like feelings behind that. And so, yeah. So, but overall vibes throughout the entire weekend were great. But yeah, those were the vibes going into it.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like by the end of the weekend, I mean, it was 3 days straight. So by the end, she seemed like she was getting more comfortable with everything.
For sure. Yep.
But yeah. What did we kind of do to like help her relax and like get into the recording mode?
Yeah, so there are a couple of different things. So firstly, I had never met Annabelle in person before. Luke you guys met in high school?
Yeah. Yeah, we were in like a play together my senior year, but I was closer with her sister. Her sister and I were in like band together and had a couple classes together because we were the same age. So
got you. So Luke knew her a little bit. I didn't know her at all. So the way that we started the whole thing was basically just by going through the reference tracks at first. So she had sent over some demos of the songs that she had written that were mostly just like voice memos on her phone. And then she had also sent over, through discussions, we had talked about different songs that were kind of like inspiration for production for those. And so the first thing that we did was just go through all of those songs and kind of like pick out, all right, like what are the things that you like about this? What are the things that you don't like about it? And we listened to those without really any bearing of how is that going to play into the production of her songs. It was more so just like overall vibe. What were you going for? And I feel like that was really helpful at first. I feel like that was really helpful to set up kind of the entire weekend because no one had to do anything right out of the gate. It was really just kind of us getting to know each other, getting to like, I got to say like, okay, this is what I heard like in the song. And then I got to hear like what her and Luke heard in the songs. And so that was really just kind of like a good way for us to build rapport. And then after that, we just kind of dove right in. And so she played some of her songs. We got scratch tracks for everything. I did kind of notice that like anytime that she was doing something vocal related, that was her zone, was doing vocal stuff.
yeah.
So we did scratch tracks for everything. And then we went through and kind of like laid out a game plan of what the vision for each song was. And we did that for the rest of the weekend.
Yeah. And I think there was also a moment. Sorry, I'm still kind of troubleshooting, so you may have mentioned this, but there was also a moment where we were recording vocals and you kind of coached her through tapping into the emotions that like help bring out the real meaning of the song.
Yeah, so I did not talk about that. So all of these songs are like very, very personal for her. And so the more that we got to know Annabel and the more that we paid attention to like the lyrics and even the way that we like when we went back to listen to the scratch tracks, even the way that she performed just singing vocals and playing on piano, you could tell that these were like really deep songs for her. And there was one song specifically that you could tell hit her in a different way. And so I wanted her to try to get that emotion out. And because it was just one of those things where the part that she was singing was like very powerful lyrically. But the initial performances didn't quite match up to what I think she was really feeling like when she wrote it. And so, yeah, so we kind of coached her on how to get that out. And so Luke and I we basically hit record and Luke and I left the room and let her like do her thing so that she could get in the zone. And it was phenomenal. Like it was exactly what we were going for.
Yep.
It was super emotional though for all three of us. But it was awesome. I know one of the questions that is going to come up later is like, how do you handle like I think the question was something along the lines of like, how do you handle an artist when they're getting like frustrated or something, or they get stuck? And in that case, it wasn't so much that anyone was frustrated, but like, yeah, I mean, she had just ran like an emotional marathon at that point.
Yeah.
And so honestly, and this applies to even in past sessions, if someone like kind of is just getting blocked by whatever, the best thing is to take a break. So, you know, we took probably a 20-minute break after going through that just to, you know, kind of recoup and just reset. So
It helps having dogs there.
it does. Daffy. So did we talk about this? Did Jared have a puppy since we last streamed?
I think so.
Okay.
I don't know if we talked about it though, but
okay. Well, my brother got a puppy, and so her name is Daffy, and Daffy. So my brother was out of town, so while we were doing these sessions, we also had Daffy with us, and so yeah, Daffy being a 8-week, 10-week old puppy is definitely very therapeutic. So
yeah, when we took that break, Annabelle went upstairs and then was like, sorry, I just wanted to pet it. I just needed to pet a dog.
Yeah. And we had plenty of them.
Yeah. So all corgis. But yeah, what a weekend. I'm excited to like, we're going to keep working on it and there's another session or two. So I'm sure you guys will be in the loop on updates regarding that, but it's going to be awesome. It is awesome. It's going to continue being awesome. So yeah.
Yes, it is.
What other updates do we have? Ava?
I also did some singing this weekend. And boy, my vocal cords are fried. I went down to Tampa to go visit my sister, and we went and saw everyone's childhood favorite, Big Time Rush.
Let's go.
And what an experience. It was my second time seeing them, but it was just as good as the first time. And they played all the songs from the show, and what can I say? It was entertaining.
Nice.
Pretty entertaining.
What was the demographic like?
Pretty much entirely females my age, and then their miserable boyfriends.
Nice.
Yes.
I'm sure that's a great energy.
Yeah, and it didn't help that it was 86 degrees. So
outside?
It was an outdoor amphitheater, and the amount of wheelchairs that came by, but
oh no,
we made it through. And we made a TikTok out of it, which has since blown up.
Really?
Yeah.
On Lily's account?
On Lily's account.
That's funny.
Just I don't even know what the trend is called. The like is this illegal or
Oh,
whatever,
yeah.
you know. And we both had brought like battery powered fans to the show, so we're both like so drenched in sweat, like
Nice.
using the fans. But
That's a good call.
yeah, did that, and then I went to a capybara cafe. I never thought I'd get to pet a capybara, but that was pretty exciting.
That's amazing.
Sorry, that has nothing to do with this, but whatever.
It's fun.
It does. What did it sound like when you pet them? Then
Like-
that's related.
Like you're running your fingers through like a hairbrush or grass or something. Like you could hear every time you would pet them, and they felt like pine needles.
Really?
But they were so sweet. They were like big cats or dogs. Like they were like one climbed up on my lap and was eating out of my hand. It was pretty cool.
That's awesome.
You gotta start the game, right?
Yes, I do.
We're ready?
We're going.
Let's go. Jared asked, when does the music drop?
That's a good question. So when we had first met, she had talked about this being like a 2026 goal for herself. A 2025 goal for herself. So it will definitely be coming out, I believe, before the end of the year. But I had also, when I first met her, I also gave her a heads up that, hey, like, my wife and I are expecting a baby in the first week of October, and I'm not sure how much work is gonna get done right after that. And so the goal is to have it done, to have it to her in September. So when she decides to release it, I'm not sure. We'll definitely keep you all updated on that, though.
Yes. For real. Nice. Well, I'm excited to get some Fortnite going. We need player 2 to join.
Yeah, my
Alright.
bad.
Sorry, I was switching skins.
Sorry, I'm going back to the questions. I was reading, and we all know how I do with that.
Yeah.
Do we want to talk more about the session? There's some more things we could talk about.
Yeah, there's a lot more that we can talk about. So yeah, the questions were like great actually that we had. So yeah, let's go ahead and go through that.
Shout out Ava for the questions.
Hey yo.
So this is more about filming, I guess. How did you approach filming this session differently than a typical shoot? I would say the mindset here was like, I don't really want us to notice that there's cameras. Like, I just kind of set up 2 cameras, one pointed at Ryan and then one pointed at Annabel and I in the back of the room. And like we didn't do mics or anything. Like we were in a pretty good sounding room. Like we'll just use the on-camera mics. I had a shotgun in one of them, but it was, I think we just rolled like pretty much the whole weekend. So there'll be a lot of cutting to do, but also pretty much anything we need, there should be footage of. So the other thing we did is recorded the audio coming out of the computer so that we could get a clean feed of whatever we were working on, and then everything was time code synced so that if we've got a camera on Annabel singing in the back and one on Ryan and I at the computer, and then the audio feed from the computer, like all of it can be synced just via time code. We don't have to like manually sync it or sound sync it. So that'll be really nice editing wise.
Hey Luke, could we get Fortnite on the stream and in the headphones, please?
Yes. Sorry, I wasn't sure you guys were logged in yet. I didn't want to dox your login.
Nope. All good.
So yeah. And then how did the artist respond to being filmed during the recording process? Did it affect their performance? I don't think it did, because like I said, like it wasn't like the camera was right up in her face or anybody's face. They were just on tripods. So Like there was a good amount of time where I forgot that we were still recording.
And I know that she said like that she wasn't comfortable, like she didn't love being in front of camera, but like the way that she talked, like you never would have known.
Yeah.
that
I do
that wasn't- yeah.
I do think that like I made sure to set up the camera like further away and kind of off to the side too. So like when she was doing vocals, it wasn't in her line of sight at all.
Right. Yeah, and
So
I'm sure that helped.
that helps for sure.
Oh shoot.
But yeah, I mean we got footage of everything. So another one of the questions is were there any standout visual moments or emotional beats you made sure to capture on camera? There were a lot of emotional beats. Visual moments, I mean, like any of Ryan playing the guitar or Annabel playing the keyboard or singing, those are going to be cool. There are a few like B-roll type things like the speakers or Ryan's got this little sign that you might find in like a sorority girl's bedroom where it's like you can put the letters in there and you can have it say whatever you want. So we put the name of her project on there. So I got a shot of that.
Which she noticed like right away.
She did. I was surprised. I feel like that would have been hard to see because it was in kind of the top part of the room.
Yeah.
But
The other thing was like the recording of the one song that we were talking about where it was like everyone was kind of emotional like afterwards. Like
yeah.
it wasn't on purpose to get that on camera, but it was kind of cool to know that was on camera.
Yeah. And we also did some interviews on day 1 and day 3 just to kind of give some opportunity for narration and some feedback from Annabel.
That I think was like, so Great Bear, the whole goal is like for us to just like uplift, you know, like creators, musicians, etc. And so like all these projects that we're working on, like they really do have a lot of meaning to us. Like we take them very personally and like we don't take it lightly when someone chooses to work with us.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact that one of the things that Annabelle talked about in working, like in giving us feedback in what it was like working with us, is that she was just like, it just felt like you guys cared. And like that hit home because it's like, that's the whole reason that we're wanting to do this. So the fact that, you know, our very first like client had that to say, it's like, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. Yeah, that was special. I'm excited to make this video. I feel like
It's gonna be great.
it's going to be really good. Yeah. And I think there's multiple directions it can go too.
Oh, for sure.
It's like it could go the emotional route. It could also go like this is what it's like to work on a project with us, or like just in the studio in general. It could be about like a whole bunch of things.
Yeah, that's something. I imagine it'll probably be a little bit of both.
Yeah,
But yeah,
for sure.
it's gonna be great though.
What was our intention behind documenting this session? And like, how do we plan on using it? We kind of already talked about how we plan on using it, but
as far as like the reasoning behind it, it's kind of like, so Great Bear is both audio and video, and so it just made sense for us to capture that. So we'll be doing a lot more of that, but that was the reasoning, is that it's not just one or the other, it's both.
right. And I think also video is like a great way to market things.
Yeah.
And so having video to then show, or like to use that for marketing for the project or for Great Bear or whatever, like it's just, I feel like if you can film something, it's always best to film it because you never know what you might need it for down the road.
For sure.
Like when they make a documentary about Great Bear and it's like, oh, we got footage of the entire first session ever.
Let's go.
But yeah, overall, did the filming impact the flow of the recording session, or did it feel natural? I
thought
think
it felt natural.
Yeah, and I think like nothing was really directed other than those interviews, which
Right.
I made sure that like the cameras were off to the side, and it was like very much just us having a conversation that cameras happened to be filming.
And the interviews were always at the end of the day too, so it was literally us just talking about like basically just recapping what we did that day.
Right.
So it wasn't like uncomfortable or anything.
Yeah. What was kind of the studio setup?
Yeah, so all right, where do we start for that? So I run a Waves DigiGrid setup, which for those of you that don't know, it's audio over network. 1 second, gotta lock in. It's audio over network, so my basement is kind of set up into 2 rooms, and so I had my main unit in the room with me and my computer, and then I had another unit that connects via Ethernet in the room where Annabel was, and that's also like where like I have keyboards and things like that in there. But then she also did all of the vocal takes in that room as well. So everything was over like audio over network, which was nice. So it's super low latency. So when we're recording, there's not any delay in Annabelle's headphones or anything like that. The fact that this was primarily a writing session, we did everything in Logic. So we had... So everything was done in Logic. Mic-wise, guitars, I used SE7s, which are like small diaphragm condensers. For vocals, we used a Shure SM7B. And then all of the DigiGrid is like similar to Universal Audio in the sense that they do they make plugins so they can do preamp emulations and all of that. So that's kind of how we had all of that set up. What else? For all the guitar tones all the electric guitars were ran through my Helix. And then acoustic guitars weren't plugged in. Am I missing anything? Keyboards were either virtual instruments using a MIDI controller or my piano that had line out and then MIDI as well. So the other thing I want to call out on this was that even though this was like a writing and production session, our next session is like in a actual like commercial studio. Mm-hmm. And so it's one of those things that we just needed to get these like good enough kind of deal, because then real instruments are going to be recording when we do the last session.
Mm-hmm. Did you mention headphones or no?
I did not mention headphones. So I was using the Focal Clear MGs for monitoring, and then Annabelle was using Audio Technica or Sennheiser. I'm not sure which. I can't remember which ones I said.
Sennheiser, I think.
Okay, cool. And then headphone mixes were out of the DigiGrid units all have headphone sends, so that's how we set that up. And then monitor wise, I was using the Focal Trio 6s.
Nice.
Yes, sir.
What I know you mentioned it. Yeah. It's because of its audio over network, but what made you choose the DigiGrid versus like a Dante, like Focus RedNet or something else?
Yeah, so there was a band I was working with at the time. All right, when I worked at Sweetwater, there was a artist on tour that I was working with on a regular basis. Uh-huh. And they use DigiGrid for their live setups. So I got them because I needed to be able to program everything exactly how it was going to be at their live shows.
Do you like it? Or would if you were to get something else, would you switch?
If I were to switch, I would switch to UA.
Yeah.
I will say, like, Waves has been a little hit or miss on some of their customer support things, but so yeah, if I were to switch, I would switch over to UA. But I will say, like, I have like ran into a handful of issues, and anytime I've ran into an issue, like, I have had good luck with customer care, but I know that several people have not been that lucky. So
interesting.
Yeah, that, and then DigiGrid is the only one that will plaster the 192 sample rate all over the place. So, but yeah, I like DigiGrid stuff. So.
How would an Atmos setup influence the way the session was recorded or mixed?
Well, I haven't mixed it yet. And it wouldn't impact how I did the tracking portion, but it would obviously impact, it would impact the mixing.
What are some ideas that, like, you would use for this in Atmos?
Yeah, so, oh, 1 second. Oh, crap. Nope, not good.
Oh!
Take that!
Nice.
Nope, we're gonna finish him. Oh, jeez. Oh.
Bro got greedy. Oh, no.
Ava!
I'm trying.
Help me.
Uh-oh. Whoa! Whoa!
Also, who signed us up for build?
Oh, yeah,
On
wait.
accident.
Oh.
I'll switch us back.
12th is not bad.
So, yeah, especially in build. Sorry, what was the question?
What sort of...
Atmos.
Yeah.
So I will be doing a spatial mix on this. And so with the way that the songs are recorded, a lot of the spatial side of things will be in just giving space. So there's not going to be a ton of like heavy instrumentation really. And so because the instrumentation is like not super layered or anything, well, I take that back. There's a lot of like vocal layers that will be in there, so that will be spread out spatially, but then also just like the use of reverb, delay, there's going to be other effects that I'm planning on using that will be like, that's going to be where Atmos really comes into play.
I'm excited to hear that.
Yeah, me too.
Thank you, Nick, if you're in chat. He just gifted me something.
What'd you get?
I'm trying to find it.
Shout out, Nick.
Oh, there it is. Oh, sorry.
We will have to wait and see.
What else we got?
There's still a bunch of other questions. How did the artist style influence the way the room or gear was set up?
Well, as far as the gear being set up, it really didn't. Just because everything that I have is pretty much like, my basement is set up like in a very specific way, for my workflow. And so so to be honest, it really wasn't. The one thing that I will say was like geared towards Annabel was the fact that I put the microphone for her vocals in a separate room. Just
Facing away.
Yeah, yep. Just that way she could get in the zone and not have to worry about like, oh, there's like other people right here.
Right.
And then the other thing that was set up intentionally was the fact that I didn't know with 100% certainty that I was going to be recording guitar, but I had a good feeling that I was going to be recording guitar parts. And so I had like all of the guitar stuff like right next to the listening position so that I didn't have to like go back and forth and all that stuff.
Nice.
Yeah.
Was there any sonic choices that stood out?
As far as what?
Mic placement, layering, or real-time effects?
So real-time effects, I always use, I always put reverb on vocalists in their ears, just to kind of up their confidence a little bit on that, which honestly Annabelle didn't even need, but
right,
we did it anyways. And then so I do not currently have treatment in my room, which I know is bad. Shame on me. But because of that, we ended up setting up a like decently thick blanket for Annabel to sing into for her vocals so that we could get a more dry signal. So that was something that we did on purpose for like sonically. And then as far as mics go, there is a good like acoustic guitar technique that I use where you use the small diaphragm condensers, one at the guitar sound hole and then the other at the 12th fret. And so we did that. Trying to think if there's really any other than
What
that,
does that do versus any other miking pattern?
Yeah, so the reason I do that is because the one at the sound hole will like get the frequency range. Why did that do that? It will get the frequency range of like the body of the guitar.
Right.
But then setting up the mic at the 12th fret kind of gives you like that higher end frequencies, but then it also like if there's like the guitar, like if your hand is like moving and things like that for chord changes, like it'll pick some of that up. So it just makes it feel a little bit more natural than just like plugging it in.
Oh yeah. What I noticed that it was recording to one track. Was it one on left and one on right?
Yep. Yeah, it's a stereo track.
Okay. Nice.
Yeah.
What about like some of the vocal layering or like arrangement choices that we made?
Yeah, so a lot of that was kind of dependent on some of the reference tracks that she sent to us. And so on several of the songs,
Wait, sorry. You can continue, but your camera died and now you're just the little robot.
Oh, that's
Anyway,
okay.
1 second. Continue.
What were we talking about? Sorry.
Sonic choices.
Oh yeah, sonic choices and arrangements. So, a lot of her reference tracks had lots of like vocal layers, so that seemed like a pretty obvious thing that we were gonna focus on. And so, because I'm doing the mixing later, and the fact that Annabelle is out of town, I just wanted to get as many different things recorded as I could. And then I will like kind of see what's going to fit best in the overall like song. But there were a lot of things where we would add harmonies, or I would do like double takes of the same vocal line, or double takes of even like the harmony lines, just to get like real life alternative versions of what she was singing. And then we would also do like multiple takes of her doing like oohs and ahs and things like that, that we could then use as her voice instead of having to add like a virtual instrument or something like that. And again, that was just thinking of like different ways that we could layer and like create a fullness, but keeping but keeping like the delicateness and vulnerableness of the songs that she wrote.
Yeah. Was there anything that...
Crap.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I wasn't paying attention.
Oh, never mind. It's just straight down. Was there anything that we recorded that we were surprised with how good it sounded without much adjustment?
Honestly, Annabelle's voice is incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was something that I did not get tired of hearing.
Yeah.
Yeah, she has a very pretty voice.
Also very consistent.
Yes.
There were certain things that she was doing, like intentional runs, or it's not a voice crack, but what's like the actual term?
Yeah, it's almost like where it's that part in her vocal range where it's like that break point between her head voice and her chest voice.
Yeah, but she was doing it the exact same every time. It was very impressive.
That was something that, yeah, I'm glad that you brought that up, because that was actually something that I had to mention when we were starting to do the like double takes. that I'm like, you are like consistent to the point that it could almost be considered a fault,
Right.
where it's like, hey, like I need you to do something a little bit different just so that I can get like the effect that I need out of the different takes.
Right.
So, but that was also very helpful because almost every take that we got was usable.
Right.
So, which is nice.
Yeah.
So instead of having to figure out like, oh, okay, which take is, good enough, it's like, all right, we've got like multiple great takes and we can choose which one fits the song the best.
Right. Something I was surprised at how bad it sounded was me playing drums on keyboard.
Dude, yeah, that's hard.
That's not a strength of mine. I do kind of know where everything is, like I can get by, but in terms of like playing consistently or in time very well, like I would be much better with like a drum pad or actual drums, but that's
honestly, I'm very glad that you volunteered to do that part because that is not my thing.
That's all right.
And on top of that, I'm not a drummer, so I'm twice as bad.
Dang. What did you learn? What did we learn?
I learned that I would really love to have at least 24 hours prepping for a session.
Yeah.
Because the fact that I spent that time literally like getting everything put back together, I wasn't as prepared as I normally would have been, and I didn't love that. It kind of messed up my workflow a little bit.
You said that you didn't get access to the basement in the stream, right?
No, so I didn't.
Okay.
So the session started on Friday, and my basement did not get completely fixed until Monday.
From the flood.
Yeah, that happened 3 months ago.
So
I basically had 3 days to get all of my stuff back down there, all of my stuff rewired, and that's while I'm also working a full-time job and working for Panda and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So, but we made it happen. But that is one thing. I wish I would have had more time to like prep the sessions before going into it. I also didn't start using Logic was kind of a last minute decision, and it's been a while since I've used Logic, so that's the other thing. I wish I would have like prepped, like I wish I would have familiarized myself with Logic
right
a little bit more so before, but like everything went fine, but it could have gone smoother.
Sure.
But
yeah, Logic. I mean, I feel like when you know a software, it's like it just becomes an extension of your thinking.
Yeah, and that's how I am with Pro Tools.
Right.
But when you're doing like, I don't love using MIDI instruments in Pro Tools. It's just not ideal.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, like Logic is like super simple. It's just when I'm so used to being a keyboard warrior in Pro Tools and then going and being like, oh, what's the keyboard shortcut for this? It's a little
you should transfer over your shortcuts.
I know, and you can do that.
Yeah. Bless you.
Bless you.
Thank you.
You can automatically like switch to that, but there's certain shortcuts that are helpful in Logic that are not in Pro Tools. And so then it's like you're missing out on some of the benefit of Logic. And so, yeah, anyways.
Right. I wonder if it's one where you just set up the ones you use the most.
Ooh, moving away.
Whoa.
I'm getting away from this.
Help! Oh! Ah. Is that because you reloaded right as you went on there? Maybe.
I didn't mean to. I was trying to grab the.
No, I know. Oh, so you hit square and to jump on there, and it was like, never mind. I'm gonna reload.
Yep.
Whoa. That's okay. You don't need half of your health. It's just.
No, it's fine. Oh, but here we go.
Let's go. What did I learn? I learned a lot. I'm trying to think of like how to voice it. I think something that was new for me, because I've I've typically just made music on my own. I haven't done a lot of sessions with other people, and so it was interesting to see how you work and the process of working with other people, like, and collaborating on ideas.
That's
and
cool.
stuff. Because like normally when I do things, it's like I don't have to voice anything. It's just this. I like this. We're recording this. Next part. Next part.
Yep.
Next part. So there was a lot of discussion about like formatting, or not formatting, but like the flow of the song and like what things would come in where and kind of the structure, not the formatting, structure. That's what I was trying to say. And just kind of like the project as a whole, just because it's look out, Ryan.
Ava.
What the
Not good.
Oh, you dang it.
Womp womp.
Womp womp. I feel like that kind of covers it. There's a few more questions, but they kind of were indirectly covered.
Sure.
Cool.
We
Yeah.
gotta get Ava talking now.
Yeah. All right. There were just a bunch of questions about this weekend. All right, great.
It's a good thing to talk about.
Yeah.
You ditched us.
Sorry, I gotta go see Big Time Rush.
All right, you'll be at the next one, hopefully.
Yep. What do you think that people's response is going to be? This isn't one of the questions, but
To the album.
yeah, or the EP.
I mean, I hope people like it. Like, the fact that I would listen to some of her stuff and be like, wow, this sounds like Taylor Swift. Like, I think I'm excited to get it out there.
Me too.
I'm really excited to get over this cough.
Yeah, do that.
Yeah, no, I'm working on it. Man, chat's been busy.
That's from earlier. Earlier, Grace said, "Congratulations on your first recording session. Hope you'll get an epic victory royale. I gotta go heckle my cousins while they play Catan." And then I guess Caitlin left because she said, "I'm back."
Hi, Caitlin. Welcome back.
We are
Congrats on the new digs.
we are at 5 viewers.
Woo woo.
So where'd everybody go? 4.
Scared one off.
I shouldn't have brought them up.
It's every time you address them.
Yeah,
That's funny.
we got to get our numbers up. Everybody send this to 100 people that you know. Thank you.
Man, I would take it if they just sent it to one person.
Yeah, let's do that. Just one.
Just bring one friend.
Yeah. Bring a friend, and then we'll give you some applause. Great.
Ava, what are you most looking forward to being involved in the next session with Annabel?
Yeah.
Well, it's been like a while, like a hot second since I've been in a session and been able to record. I'm excited. It's not confirmed where we're recording, but the place that we have been talking about, I'd like to go back there, to be back there.
Yep.
Um,
Very excited about that.
yeah, I'm excited. I haven't heard any of her. Oh, I'm gonna die right now.
Oh, no. You just gave up.
Yeah, I didn't have anything. I mean, I could go at her with pickaxes like Ryan did that one time. But
Yeah. You never know.
And I
Awesome.
came out ahead on that one, too.
True. I think twice.
Oh, crap.
But yeah, I'm excited to see like Ryan's process and working together. And
It's kind of terrifying that people are like looking forward to seeing my process.
I mean, I don't know. It's like I feel like everyone has their own, and it's I don't know.
Yeah, it's good to learn, even if it's a bad process. Just seeing how other people do
Get
it.
him! Get him!
Get him! Get him! Nice! Get her! Get her! Jared said, "Where are the panda ears?" That's a good question.
I know. I sent him some.
It's because none of the panda ones looked good.
The ones I sent you look good.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Not to go back to the weekend, but the fact that you guys were talking about like watching me, which is uncomfortable and weird. Luke, was there anything that was like that you were surprised about, like how I did something, or
Screw you, Sabrina. Sorry. Gosh,
again?
it's always Sabrina.
I just saved you.
I'm sorry.
Sabrina, no. Uh-oh.
Oh.
Uh-oh. Whoa.
Okay.
I was surprised. Gee dang it. I was surprised at trying to think.
It's okay if nothing.
Wait, can I interrupt?
No, there was a
quick?
lot that surprised. Everything surprised me.
Ava has something.
Go
One
ahead.
moment.
One more thing I'm looking forward to is listening to those Focal Trio 6s again. I don't know how many songs. I was like supposed to leave your place at like 9 or something, and I don't even. Yeah.
They sound pretty good.
Yeah, I listened to so many of my favorite songs. It was pretty cool.
Yeah, they sound great.
Yeah, they do.
I think I was surprised at your routing. I think
Yeah.
it's
I'm gonna
it
have to
definitely-
look into that and make sure that was actually, because you got me thinking on whether or not I was doing that the most efficient way possible or not.
I think it's just an interesting way. Like, I don't know if a lot of people use Logic to like control their sends and stuff, at least externally. Like, I feel like a lot of times that's done maybe outside of Logic. I don't know. I feel like most of the time when you're using Logic, it's like straight into one interface and like you plug your mic into it.
Right.
So I think like running the routing the way you did was interesting to me, because I honestly had never even like considered that as an option.
So what Luke is like specifically referring to is the fact that I used the DigiGrid stuff. I had to use sends to send whatever Annabelle wanted in her headphones. But then I also use sends for like adding reverb to her headphones, and then there are a couple of things that I added, like reverb and delay to live, and I used sends for those as well. So
Yeah, I don't really know what I mean. I'm sure it can be done in a number of ways.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that was interesting to me. I think also we kind of talked about this the last day, but I think just because I normally work on my own,
Mm-hmm.
and like it's just kind of like a one session thing, there was a lot of like, let's just track this and then it's going to be recorded again later, so it doesn't have to be perfect. So it was interesting to me to like just get it so that we have the idea down,
Right.
knowing that we were going to come back with either a better recording or a session drummer or guitar player or whatever.
Yep.
Um,
Also, just to be clear, when we say like that it just has to be good enough, that is not the same as us saying, oh, we'll just do it in post.
right.
We are re-recording it. It's good enough for us to play as scratches in the studio.
Right. So I think that's just something that I hadn't experienced before, is like kind of the scratch and demo workflow.
Sure.
So that was interesting to me.
Cool.
But yeah,
Yeah.
what's going on in chat? Do you guys have any questions for us?
Are we down to 3 now?
No, we're up at a 6.
Woo!
Who has a would you rather question?
There we go.
Yeah.
Those are my favorites. Get real creative with it.
But family friendly. This background music is ripping.
Nice. All right, I got one.
Who's it from?
What? Chad.
Let's go, Chad. Shout out, Chad.
Oh wait, no, there was a really good one.
We love Chad.
Dang it, I can't remember what it was. There was one where it was like, would you rather fight like one horse a year or a chicken every time you get into your car?
One horse a year.
Or it was something where it's like it was gonna be really, really tough, but it's like a chicken would just be really annoying, but like a little bit safer.
A little bit safer.
Would you rather have to sing everything you say for the rest of your life, or only be able to whisper even during emergencies?
Only be able to whisper.
Only be able to whisper. Luke already does option 1.
So I guess I'll stick with that. Uh-oh, I got one for Ryan. I think I know the answer.
Uh-oh.
Would you rather sneeze glitter every time you're nervous or fart bubbles every time you laugh?
Fart bubbles.
Why? You love
Sneeze
glitter.
I hate glitter.
That would be so
It'd be
wonderful.
horrible. That'd be
Imagine
awful.
you're in like an important thing and you accidentally let one out and there's just bubbles.
I hate glitter, man.
Who's glitter, man? Anyway, would you rather fight 100 duck-sized dinosaurs or one T-Rex-sized duck?
Duck-sized dinosaurs.
Jared said farting glitter would be better.
Farting glitter.
No, that would be the worst.
I think that's
Could you imagine how uncomfortable that would be? Just having
I'm
glitter
sure-
all up in your business? No, thank you.
I would imagine that the body would have adapted and that wouldn't be an issue.
Sounds like a rash waiting to happen.
Yeah. Would you rather have spaghetti noodles for hair or maple syrup for sweat?
Maple
Oh.
syrup for sweat, easy.
Are you kidding me?
Maybe sticky.
Yeah.
That's true. I wasn't considering the sticky part. I was considering the fact that it's
Tastes
like,
good.
yeah, it tastes amazing.
That was me licking my armpits.
I hate those freaking gloves.
What?
The gloves. That just like fight me, Superman or whoever that was.
Oh.
It's like, let me just shoo you away from me.
Some of these are interesting. Would you rather have a rewind button for your day, but only for bathroom trips? Or a fast forward button for awkward conversations?
Fast forward. I don't want to sit through that.
Yeah, I would fast forward.
That's true, but also I feel like you learn from like awkward conversations. Like I've grown so much through awkward conversations. I don't necessarily want to fast forward through that.
I
In the
feel
moment,
like I lose brain cells that way. I don't learn.
Valid.
Would you rather be trapped in a bounce house with 30 toddlers for an hour or give a motivational speech to a group of angry raccoons?
Raccoons.
Speech.
Oh, what?
I don't
What
want
if
the
they get-
toddlers.
They're angry. They're gonna be fighting you. They want to bite you and give you rabies.
It's okay. They'll be cute.
I mean, sort of the toddlers.
Cuter than toddlers.
I guess that's true. I failed to consider that. Would you rather have to wear roller skates everywhere you go or randomly shout movie quotes every 10 minutes?
Roller skates. That'd be fun. My bad.
What'd you say?
Hey, wait for me.
Wait, he's not in there. Wait, he's not in there. He's not in there. Wait, he's not in there. He's not in there. Wait, he's not in there.
Suck. I'm not safe.
He's not in
Why
there.
did you hit me?
Wait, why is his vision going blurry?
Probably because I'm getting hit by a freaking car.
I hate when that happens. Uh-oh, now he's gonna die. Or get eliminated, I should say. Never mind, he clutched up. Let's go. Hell yeah.
What are you talking about clutched up? I've been doing decently well tonight.
I agree.
Uh-oh.
You've actually been doing good.
What the
Not that
heck
that
is this?
should be shocking.
Oh, now I'm sucking. Of course I say that out loud.
Nice.
So, chat, clip that.
Chat, yeah. Clip that, chat. Clip that.
Oh, oops.
Going.
It'd be really helpful if I could see my health.
Oh, I bet you're doing great. Yo, you gotta get... You're in the storm.
Thanks for that.
Would you rather every time you say something, people misunderstand you in the worst possible way? Or every time someone speaks to you, you hear it in a different language you don't understand?
Wait, say that one more time?
Would you rather every time you say something, people misunderstand you in the worst possible way? Or every time someone speaks to you, you hear it in a language you don't understand?
I mean, I'll go the first because YouTube pretty much take everything out of context already, so.
Rude.
Tell me I'm wrong.
I think I would rather hear it in another language because then I could just use translate.
Valid.
I just go detect language and then read what they say.
That's fair.
Chad explained explained the would you rather. Said explanation if you dare. The first option guarantees constant chaos. You say nice shirt, they hear your fashion sense is garbage. That's crazy. I'm coming up with one more. Would you rather run a 12-hour live stream with no internet hiccups but forget to record it? Or record the best episode you've ever made, perfectly shot, perfectly edited, and accidentally delete the final export right before uploading it?
Oh. Probably the first.
The first one. We've already done the first one.
Yeah, I would agree. I think there's something so depressing about, like, doing all the work and losing it all. Like, even when you lose progress on, like, an edit and you don't lose all of it, but just, like, 30 minutes, those are the worst 30 minutes ever. Because it's like, you've already done it before. It's like, what did I do last time? I don't want to mess it up. That's happened a couple times in DaVinci Resolve.
That happened when...
Whoa!
When I was at my last company, I had to edit a video, and oh, there's someone behind that rock. And I had basically finished the video, and then DaVinci did something that the file got wrecked.
Dang.
Oh, you.
Careful.
Yep, I know.
Oh boy.
Oh,
Switch
stupid
guns,
gloves,
switch
stupid
guns.
gloves.
Oh, stupid gloves, stupid gloves.
Oh, you died? Oh, there's my health.
There it is.
Oh, do we need a guest?
Yeah, who's playing with us this
Would
week?
anyone like to play?
Guys, we're down to 3 viewers.
Oh.
Glitter.
Has Caitlin played online with us yet?
No. I don't think so. Well, she probably doesn't have anything set up.
True. Good call.
All right. Well, we could either do one more,
Yeah.
or Leek could take my spot.
Yeah, Luke, do you want to play?
Oh. No.
All right.
Okay.
Whatever.
No.
We'll do one more. One more with the OGs.
Let's go. Does Jared play?
It's been a while. I'm not sure if he has it or not.
I wish we could stream to TikTok at the same time.
That'd be cool.
We don't have enough followers.
Not yet.
I think
We
more than
will.
media could. Anyway. I have a fan under the desk blowing on me, and
What?
it's amazing. Normally I get so warm during this stream. What do you guys?
Somebody clip it.
You
Cat
guys
clip
are-
that.
You guys are sick.
You said it.
Jared said not set up currently, but also outside.
With
setup-
Daffy.
Your setup is outside.
No, I bet he's outside letting the dog out.
Cash me outside. How about that? I fixed the Stream Deck buttons.
Woo!
It was as simple as updating the Stream Deck, and then it works now, I think. Oh, I forgot that I've programmed a button for when we lose. I should have been pressing that.
That's sad.
That's sad.
You're gonna be pressing that button a lot.
Yeah. No, that just cues the sad music, so it's a little bit or actually it's more for when we get in the like top 10 and I start playing the intense music. So we haven't been top 10 yet. What's going on? Oh, hang on. Sorry, I forgot to switch back into the Fortnite.
Yeah,
All right, place your bets in chat. Are we gonna make top 10 or not?
I think yes. I think we have to. The poor viewers have been rooting for us all night. Is this the last game?
Yup.
Assuming it's a decent link.
We're surrounded by people, so I personally don't have high hopes.
There, that's the spirit.
Someone's gonna open.
Jared
this
said
door.
fourth.
Fourth? I'll try.
There's somebody. Get him. They've got shield.
I'm too scared.
Already?
Scared.
Get him. Yeah, got him. Nice. You're gonna want to take those minis.
Working on it.
I'm scared.
Oh.
Oh my gosh.
Why did we land here? This was a horrible idea.
Ava's a goner. For now.
Is she?
Yep.
Wait, like out?
Yep.
Okay.
Lock in, bro. Uh-oh.
Bad.
Somebody's on the other side of that wall. Get him.
How did I not?
Oh!
All right, we're not
Fourth-
ending on
455.
that. We're not.
Yeah.
That was horrible.
That wasn't horrible, but it was rough.
Realize people like to land it there.
We didn't go through our sponsors for today.
That's true. Damp champ.
Wateroni and cheese.
Okay, this one's a reference. Drip splash water. If anyone in chat can tell me what that's from, you get a gold star. Drip splash water.
Ooh. All right. Not sure I know.
You know it.
Me?
Yes, you do. It goes like this. Drip, splash, water, splash, drip, water.
Oh, wait, the Timothy Chalamet?
Oh, well, you can have a gold star then, Luke.
Well, I Googled it. Sorry.
Child.
Splash. You have the whole thing memorized?
No.
Oh.
Yeah, let me start right now.
Cling, cling, cling. Man, you capping.
And you
Ooh, cling, 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 cling. Oh, you capping. Drip, splash, water, drip, splash, splash, drip, water, splash, splash, drip, water. Cling.
That was Timothy Chalamet?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
He's really grown on me and about everybody else in the world in the last year and a half.
And Kylie Jenner.
True. I think the turning point was when he went on, what's that college football game day show? And he had like an actual, like he knew a lot about football, which was awesome.
He was at the Knicks games, too.
Yeah, yeah.
NBA Finals.
He's actually like really into sports, which is cool. Shout out sports.
Honestly, I wasn't really introduced to him until the Wonka movie.
Really?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
What?
Not even Dune?
No, I still have not seen the Dune movies.
You should. They're really good.
I've heard.
They're really, really good. We'll
I think
we'll have to watch them in an Atmos studio or something.
Yeah.
That would actually go crazy, dude. Let's
Call
do
Me
that.
by Your Name was my first Timothy movie.
That's early. What about Inception?
He's in
Oh yeah, Inception.
Er,
And
is
he's
it
in
Inception?
not Inception.
or yes.
Interstellar.
I thought the exact same thing.
Wait, who is he in Interstellar?
The boy.
The sun.
Really? Okay, well then that would have been my first.
Yeah.
I guess I didn't realize that was. It's been a while since I've watched that, but
Yeah, it's his son.
And Beautiful Boy, if anyone's seen that. That one's fire.
Beautiful boy.
man, he had to have been real young in Interstellar.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah, I think he was young guy.
Uh,
Young guy.
Little Timmy.
oh crap!
Got him!
Working on it.
Nice, you got him. Uh-huh. Uh-oh, behind you.
Yep,
Excuse me?
yep.
Get him.
Did someone just shoot me and run away?
Get him. Nice.
Not the med kit.
Jared said, anyone going to see Superman?
Nope.
No.
Marvel people here.
Yeah, this is a Marvel family.
Actually, I'm more DC, but I don't really.
Nice shot.
I don't know. Superman wasn't for me. Sorry, Jared.
You gonna take that?
Appreciate you. I'm a Batman girly.
Sorry, Jared. If you like Superman, that's awesome.
That's freaking lame, bro. No.
No. That's
great.
so freaking cool.
So freaking cool. Widowy.
Whoa! Oh, can you jump from one to the next one?
Yes.
That's cool. That's cool. Jared said, "It's okay. I'm for DC." Remember when the first game was in build mode?
How'd that happen?
And yet that was our best game so far.
Yeah, maybe we need to switch to builds.
You know what's funny is the other day Oliver was talking about playing Fortnite, and He was like, Ryan can't even crank 90s. And I thought that was so funny.
Yes, I do not do build mode.
And that's okay. Everybody has their preference.
Damn straight.
Honestly, the only reason why you aren't pro... Oh, wait, hold on. Pro build is because I never taught you.
Correct.
Yeah.
I just thought that would be too much work.
The other thing with build too is that it's just like this is enjoyable. Adding the build portion to it is not enjoyable for me.
Nice shot. Yeah. It's definitely like all the sweats
stressful.
play build too.
Yeah, I don't want to be a sweat. What a lame name.
Yeah. Lame name.
Like, who wants to be called a sweat? Come on, bro.
Well, what if it's maple syrup?
This is different.
Then people would be rubbing their pancakes. Or wait, never mind.
Chat, clip that.
No.
So much
Oopsies.
questionable
That-
content
no,
tonight,
no,
guys.
no,
This is
no,
supposed to
no,
be
no.
family-friendly Fortnite.
Yeah, Luke.
Nope.
The 3 Fs.
Jared said you have to play build where you have a tower and watch someone fall from it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look at that car. Oh, get in.
I am in.
Nice.
You can run me over this time.
Oh. Ho, 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 ho.
You.
Oh, I missed. Nope, not the bed
Oh.
yet.
Nice. Nice, Ryan.
Thanks. We'll get out of the car now.
Nice. Let's go. Let's go. This game's going slowly.
Yeah, it is.
There's still 53 people. I have a chiropractor. No.
Great.
I have a physical therapy appointment next week for my back. So that's awesome.
I love that for you.
Thanks.
And I am not in any way jealous of you.
Really?
No.
You don't want You don't want to go get your body right?
No.
Why?
Chiropractor's freaking me out, man.
No, it's not chiropractor. I didn't mean chiropractor.
Oh, my bad.
Physical therapy.
Oh, that's different.
They're gonna be telling me stretches and strength and stuff to fix my problem. My back started hurting about 3.5 years ago, and I was like, it's just a phase. It'll work itself out.
It's a later problem.
Yeah, so we're gonna get it sorted, and I'm gonna be a new man. Unless they tell me that it requires surgery, in which case I will not get the surgery. Just kidding. No, I think it's definitely just like a muscular issue. And even if it is like a structural one, it's because my muscles are pulling on my spine unbalanced. So I think fixing the muscles is the best solution. But I got that going for me, so that's awesome.
That does sound awesome. Wish you the best of luck.
Thanks. I'll report back in 2 Tuesdays. Speaking of which, we will not be here next Tuesday, likely.
Yeah.
Marin's got big plans.
Yo,
Somebody's got a class to attend.
I do have a class to attend. Are we talking about that on stream?
I don't know. I think. Why not?
Sure. Okay. I am attending my first dad class.
Let's go. Let's freaking go.
Oh yeah,
Not gonna lie, I'm actually kind of pumped for it.
that's awesome.
Yeah, I have no idea what to expect. It's in person, and I believe I might be wrong on this, but I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be only the dad, like there. So it's gonna
Yeah.
be a group of dudes that,
A group of dads, you mean?
yeah, group of dads. And I'm not really sure what to expect, but I'm excited.
You know what's funny about you is I guarantee you are going to have like a new friend group of dads
Oh,
coming
dude,
out of this.
100%.
Like I just
Dad gang.
I just know for sure that like next summer there's gonna be like you and a few other dads like with the carriers where you're holding the baby on like a walk or something, and you guys are all just talking about dad stuff.
Probably.
Like, what kind of New Balance you guys rocking?
Do I? Yeah, I need to get a pair of New Balances.
Right here.
Dude.
Oh. Get out of here, sucker. Oh, wait, reload.
Wait, come on.
Which gun? Well,
Hey, I'm tired of reloading. Bring out the hammer.
Yeah, what?
You go there.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
That was rough.
That was rough. I loved how you were reloading and just running right at him.
I don't know, what else am I gonna do?
Lexi said, or Corgi Brinks is Lexi, yeah?
Yeah, I believe so.
Lexi said, Raya's such a golden retriever making friends.
I am.
It's true. But yeah,
Dad class is gonna be dope though.
that's awesome.
I will report back.
Yeah.
Hopefully, I'll be ready to be a dad after my class next week.
Yeah, I
Oh,
feel like one class is not enough for you. They're gonna have to enroll you in extra sessions.
It'll be fun.
Yeah.
I'll talk about it when I get back.
Yes. That's awesome. All right. Well, we will see you guys in 2 weeks, probably. And I'm going to hit my button that ends the stream. It'll play some music and switch the cameras. So
Bye.
we will talk to you guys in 2 weeks.